y Rob Edwards mueve ficha. 3 cambios para este encuentro frente al Sunderland, buscando refrescar el once inicial tras el duelo contra Tottenham.
¡Arranca el partido en Molinac! Los Wolves quieren empezar fuerte en casa.
Se perfilan movimientos en el banquillo del Sunderland. Interesante ver si los cambios de Christensen buscan dar un nuevo aire al equipo. Y aquí tenemos la alineación del Sunderland, con Ruffs bajo palos, una defensa sólida con Mandava y Alderete, y un centro del campo que busca controlar el juego con Xhaka. Los visitantes llegan tras una dolorosa derrota 5-0 contra el Nottingham Forest, pero una victoria hoy podría catapultarlos hacia posiciones europeas. Sunderland busca repetir el doblete liguero ante Wolves, algo que no logran desde 1940. Los Wolves encaran un dato preocupante. Han caído ante los recién ascendidos, algo que no augura un inicio fácil hoy en Molineux.
Buenas tardes a todos los aficionados al fútbol. Bienvenidos a esta vibrante contienda de la Premier League desde el icónico Molinex, donde los Wolves reciben al Sunderland. A ver, Mike, esto empieza con calma. ¿Ves algún patrón claro en la posesión de Wolves y Sunderland? Uf, la verdad es que el ritmo aún no arranca, Mike. A ver si alguien se atreve a romper el hielo. No pasa nada aquí, Mike. ¿Dónde está esa chispa de los Wolves?
Atención a los cambios del Wolves. Regis Labris busca agitar el árbol temprano. Entran Mandava y Talbi por Diarra y Rigg.
Un poco trabado el inicio, Mike. Los Wolves intentan tejer, pero Sunderland está bien plantado. Parece que ninguno quiere arriesgar aún, Mike. Mucho toque en el medio. A ver si los Wolves empiezan a pisar área. El balón rueda, pero no hay chispa. Una avalancha de cambios se avecina para los Wolves, buscando agitar el partido. Veremos si marcan la diferencia. Este Wolves Sunderland está más estancado que una autopista un lunes por la mañana. Cambios tempraneros del Wolves. Rob Edwards apuesta fuerte desde el inicio. Uf, Mike, necesitamos algo de chispa aquí. Los Lobos parecen un poco dormidos en ataque.
Tras la decepción inicial, la fortaleza del local es clave. Buscan revertir estadísticas negativas y el marcador.
Este Sunderland se cierra bien, Mike. No dejen espacios para que los Wolves avancen. Movimientos que pueden cambiar el partido. A ver si estos chicos frescos marcan la diferencia. Una medular que promete batalla. Shaka siempre es un termómetro del partido. Un poco de ritmo, por favor. El balón va de un lado a otro sin peligro real. ¡Uf! ¡Qué dato para empezar! Sunderland viene herido. Arranca el partido. El telón se levanta en Molineux. Volvieron los... And that's the halftime whistle. A goalless affair at Molineux between Wolves and Sunderland. A game still very much in the balance.
على سجود ساندرلاند المؤلم بخمسية ثقيلة أمام نوتنغهام فورست. يدخل الزوار هذا اللقاء. ذلك الهزيمة النكراء بدأت بهدف عنيد للتراي ها.
يا سلام! عاد الولفز إلى مولينو بعد هزيمة مؤلمة يبحثون عن النصر.
هنا تبديلات في صفوف ساندرلاند تغييرات قد تعيد النبض اللقائي وتشعل فتيل الإثارة من جديد في هذا اللقاء المتوازن.
ويا سلام! أروكوداري يمرر ببراعة، يرسل هوغو بوينو في انطلاقة خاطفة. يا فنان!
هنا ربما نفس طويل لجمهور ساندرلاند، فاللاعب موكيلا عاد إلى رقعة الملعب. يا سلام على هذه اللعبة! يا سلام على الإصابة! موكيل يشتكي من يده ويتجه للخارج للتلقي العلاج. ليس ما يرتضيه عشاق ساندرلاند في هذه البداية المتوترة. رمية تماس أرسلها موكيلي انطلقت نحو المنطقة، لكن موسكيرا كان بالمرصد. ونعود إلى ملعب مولينيك حيث صافرة الحكم بول تيرني تعلن بداية الشوط الأول لتنطلق متحدية صمت الترقب.
يا سلام على هذه اللاعبة. أندريه يبدع. هوغو بوينو ركض لا يصدق.
هدوء متعمد الولفز يحتاجون إلى نقاط حيوية لتجنب الهبوط، وساندرلاند ليس فري.
يا سلام على هذه التبديل.
لكن الدفاع قد تدخل بحنكة في الوقت المناسب. كان يمكن أن تكون خطورة.
This is a real chess match unfolding, isn't it? Both sides feeling each other out. يا فنان، هذا هو المدافع الذي نعرفه عادة. يا إلهي. Not a lot happening out there, is it? Wolves looking a bit hesitant with the ball.
That looked a bit clumsy from Hume. Wolves will fancy their chances from here.
يا سلام على هذه البسالة. مسكيرا يخرج الكرة بأبطال، جو متوتر. يا سلام على هذه البداية. A bit of a cagey start here, isn't it? Wolves trying to probe, Sunderland digging in.
كانت لحظة خطيرة، لكن خبرة تشاكا حضرت في الوقت المناسب.
Little bit of possession ping-pong out there, isn't it? Looking for that spark. And it's Sunderland who draw first blood at Molineux. A clinical strike. And the Black Cats have taken a stunning early lead against Wolves. And that And that's the whistle! Wolves trail Sunderland by a single goal at the break. A cagey affair, certainly, but this Sunderland side are showing they can hold their own. What a save! Saw denies Wolves a certain goal. Incredible reflexes.
A vital intervention from the Sunderland goalkeeper. He anticipated that shot perfectly. Wolves are really struggling to break down this Sunderland shape. They've got so much red and white congestion in midfield.
Yeah, it's a bit like watching paint dry out there, isn't it? Needs a spark, someone to unlock this stubborn defense. Bit of a lull here, isn't it? Sunderland are sitting deep, making it tough for Wolves to break them down.
They've certainly tightened things up, John. Notice how their midfield three are dropping even deeper when Wolves gain possession, creating a compact block. Sunderland are really disciplined out of possession, forcing Wolves wide. They're not giving up the central areas easily.
Trying to break them down feels like trying to untangle a particularly stubborn knot, doesn't it? Hee-haw!
You see how the Wolves' midfield is shifting, John? They're trying to draw out those Sunderland wingbacks, creating pockets for Traoré.
Just need someone to find him quickly, Mike. This is too much space being left by both sides. Not a lot happening, is it, Mike? Feels like we're waiting for a spark from either side.
Siddiqui tried to drive forward, but Gomes was alert. A well-timed tackle there, winning the foul. The visitors are packing the midfield, John. Their shape is making it tough for Wolves to find those quick transitions we saw earlier.
That's a crucial free kick for Sunderland. They can build something here.
Midfield congestion is really forcing them wide. Wolves looking for that switch of play to Neto.
Just need one spark, Mike. Can't keep kicking it around like this. Oh, what a chance wasted there! So frustrating for Sunderland!
A simple overhit pass from Laffy. Siddiqui couldn't get there.
And that's the whistle for half-time! Wolves staring down the barrel, trailing Sunderland by a single goal here at Molineux. A big team talk needed for the home side.
Sunderland are so well drilled, stifling any Wolves' advances down the flanks. They're forcing play inside.
Bit too much patient probing from Wolves, though. Need to find that killer pass to unlock this defense before the break. This has been a real cagey affair, hasn't it? Wolves need to find a way to unlock that Sunderland defense.
They're certainly probing, John. Notice how the wingbacks are pushing high, looking to stretch the play and create space.
Not much to report here, is there? Just a bit of head tennis around the center circle. Yellow card for Brobby. The referee's not messing about here. Four minutes. That's a good chunk of added time for Wolves.
Wolves are probing down the left, but Sunderland's defensive shape is compact, denying them any clear avenues forward.
Still probing Wolves, but Sunderland's defensive shape is just denying them any clear pathways. Frustrating for the home faithful.
Necessary intervention. The referee is asserting control early, ensuring the game doesn't boil over.
All right, Mike. It's a bit of a stalemate out there. Wolves looking for an opening, but Sunderland are well organized.
It gives them a final opportunity to try and find that equalizer before the break.
Sunderland are just sitting so deep here, aren't they? Wolves can't find a way through that wall of defense.
They're compact, John, forcing Wolves wide. You can see the midfield marshaled expertly, preventing the incisive central passes. They are, John. You can see how Sunderland are doubling up on the flanks whenever Semedo gets forward, stifling that width. They are indeed, John. Sunderland's midfield is compact, denying space between the lines. Wolves are forced wide, looking for crosses. They're holding their shape well, the Black Cats. A lot of triangles forming in that midfield, denying Wolves any easy progression.
What a first half we've witnessed! Wolves 0, Sunderland 1. Sunderland holding the edge, but Wolves will come out firing in the second 45. Players to watch in the second half. So what happens next? Sunderland will look to protect their lead, but Wolves have no choice but to throw everything forward. This sets up perfectly for a thrilling second 45 minutes. Don't go anywhere! Stay tuned! The second half kicks off shortly! Not much happening for Wolves here, are they? Just hoofing it! And that's the whistle! Sunderland lead! Unbelievable at Molineux!
A red card for Ballard has certainly changed the complexion of this half. Wolves will feel hard done by.
Yeah! Just need someone to unlock it now! A moment of magic needed. This is getting a bit too neat and tidy.
They're certainly looking to isolate Traoré out wide, seeing if he can conjure something from nothing again. They're struggling to find that incisive pass into midfield, John. Sunderland's block is compact, forcing them wide. Sunderland's midfield is really compact, denying Wolves clear avenues forward. They're forcing them wide.
Incredible turnaround at Molineux. Wolves on top, but Sunderland have the lead.
They've weathered the storm. Wolves have had chances, but that clinical finish separates them.
Hard done by is an understatement, Mike. Molineux is absolutely incandescent. Sunderland are leading, but how will Wolves respond? Still that one goal in it, Mike. Feels like we're just waiting for something to ignite here. Needs more than just him, though, doesn't it? Wolves need to start finding pockets of space in that Sunderland midfield. Not a lot happening here as we head for the break, is there? Just feel like Wolves are lacking that killer instinct. Bit of a stalemate, eh, Mike? You'd think with the scoreline, Wolves would be throwing more at them. quite the stalemate developing here, Mike. Wolves looking for that breakthrough just before the break.
A red card for Ballard has really shifted the momentum. Wolves will see this as a huge opportunity now. Sunderland are really digging in, keeping their shape well. Wolves are probing, but haven't quite found that decisive final ball yet. The way Wolves are shifting their shape defensively, they're keen to stifle any quick transitions from the visitors. You see the way Wolves are trying to isolate Neto on that right flank, Mike? They're looking for that one-on-one. They're finding it tough to break down Sunderland's rigid shape. Look at how Traoré is being marshaled out wide. They can't find space.
Not a lot happening, is it? Just passing it around the back.
They are, John. You can see Wolves pushing higher, but Sunderland are shrewdly holding their shape, denying those central avenues.
Just a few minutes left here before the whistle, Mike. Wolves trying to force it, but Sunderland are shutting them down. Just need a spark, Mike. Wolves need to inject some urgency after the break. That Sunderland midfield is a stubborn block. Another quiet spell here, Mike. Wolves trying to build something from deep. Yeah, just needs a bit more service. They're not quite finding the killer pass yet, are they? Sunderland are soaking up the pressure so far. Wolves need to find a way through them.
They're certainly probing, looking for that little gap. Still, Wolves haven't found their rhythm in this final third. They are indeed, John. The spacing between Wolves' midfield and attack looks a little stretched when they commit so many forward. Sunderland are exploiting that diagonal channel well. They're certainly sticking to that compact shape, Wolves, making it tough for the visitors to find any real space in the final third.
You fancy Wolves to turn this around after the break, Mike. That one goal is all that separates them.
They are, John. Sunderland look quite compact in their midfield, forcing Wolves wide.
A bit cagey out there, isn't it, Mike? Feels like we're waiting for someone to blink.
They're well drilled defensively, John. Notice how their midfield three are staying compact, denying those central channels.
A bit of a stalemate developing here, isn't it? Sunderland holding firm. Yeah, but you'd expect a bit more enterprise from the home side, surely. Just need that killer pass to unlock them. Still haven't seen much from Cunha. Has he been marked out of it?
They've shown flashes, John. Need to find that decisive pass more often. Sunderland's defensive shape is proving very difficult to penetrate so far.
Not a lot of clear-cut chances, are we? Sunderland holding that lead well.
I've noticed Wolves are struggling to find space between Sunderland's midfield and defense. They're quite compact. You can see Wolves are trying to build from the back, but Sunderland's midfield is pressing well, cutting off those passing lanes to Cunha. They've been compact, forcing Wolves wide. Look at Traore's advanced positioning, trying to exploit space. You can sense Sunderland are quite content to sit deep and frustrate them. A classic away performance so far. He's found himself deep, but it's creating space for Sarabia to drift into the channels. Sunderland are holding their shape well. Sunderland's shape has really stifled Wolves' usual wide threat, forcing them inside. They've really tightened up their midfield. Wolves are struggling to find those pockets of space to exploit.
Just need something to spark this, don't they? A moment of magic or a slip-up from the Black Cats.
It's been a tight affair, John. Wolves are probing, but Sunderland's midfield is holding firm.
Yeah, but you'd expect a bit more urgency from Wolves, wouldn't you? They're just passing it around at the back.
You see that little shift from Neves there, John. Dropping a yard deeper to try and pick up Ahmad's runs.
Just need a spark, don't they? A bit more zip and they'll break them down. Just waiting for that spark, Mike. A bit more urgency from Nito, perhaps. This stalemate won't win it. not much to report here at Molina, is there? Just a bit of passing back and forth.
A tactical switch from Wolves. Pedro off, Gomez on. They need to find an extra gear.
Just wish someone would actually do something with the ball, Mike. Feels like we're waiting for a goal that'll never come. Second half is on. Sunderland down to 10 men defending that lead for dear life.
Sunderland are happy to let Wolves have it in their own half, looking to spring forward on the turnover.
Fresh legs for the second half. Can Gomes be the game changer? Not a lot of clear chances, is there? Wolves just can't seem to break through that Sunderland midfield.
A real test of character for Sunderland now. They'll be looking to absorb pressure and hit on the counter.
Wolves struggling to find their attacking rhythm. Mike, Sunderland looking solid defensively.
They're certainly struggling to find space in those final third areas, John. Sunderland are very compact when defending their box. Indeed, John. The midfield battle is key. Wolves need to stretch Sunderland's shape.
Not a lot happening out there, is it? Sunderland happy to see this half out.
The pattern seems to be Sunderland content to let Wolves have it deep, then pressing effectively when they cross the halfway line. They've been compact, John. Wolves are probing, but finding those central channels occupied well by Evans and O'Nien. Wolves are certainly trying to stretch Sunderland with that wide play. Alderetti's positioning was key there.
Hume, what a block! Absolutely crucial for Sunderland. Yeah, they're frustrating Wolves, aren't they? Just need a moment of magic from Hwang or Sarabia to lock them before the break. They're looking for that breakthrough. Just can't find it yet. Still can't believe Sunderland are ahead. Wolves just haven't clicked into gear at all, have they?
A desperate last-ditch intervention. Wolves were building real momentum there. They're trying to find central overloads, but Sunderland's midfield shape is really compressing those passing lanes effectively. They're certainly holding their shape well, Wolves, just struggling to break that Sunderland midfield press down.
Bit of a lull here, Mike. Not a lot to report as we head for the break. Yeah, feels like we're just waiting for a moment of magic from Neto, doesn't it? The lads need to find that spark. Oh, so close for Wolves! Another chance missed.
Wolves are pushing men forward, but Sunderland's midfield is compact, denying them space to build. They're waiting for that chance to counter.
Just feels like they're waiting for something to happen, doesn't it? Wolves looking a bit sterile so far.
That was a gilt-edged opportunity. Mosquera needed to be more clinical with his header. Sunderland are compact, a real midfield block. It's forcing Wolves wide, but without clear penetration.
Oh, what a chance for Sunderland! Armstrong, good turn, good shot!
Rolfs had to be sharp there. A decent strike, but well covered. Sunderland's midfield is very compact. Wolves are struggling to find a clear passing lane into their forwards.
Yeah, a bit too much passing sideways from Wolves. Need that spark to break the lines before the break. Wolves can't quite find their rhythm, can they? Sunderland looking comfortable seeing this half out. Oh, a sitter! How did he miss that?
They're doing well to deny space between the lines, forcing Wolves wide. A well-drilled unit so far. You have to put those away, John. A golden opportunity squandered.
Not much to report here, is there? Feels like both teams are holding their breath for the break.
You can see Wolves probing, trying to stretch that Sunderland shape. Their fullbacks are pushing up, looking for space.
Wolves! Santiago Bueno! The Molinixeroups! They've turned it around! Absolute scenes! Yes! They've done it! Wolves are back in it! Santiago Bueno, what a finish! The Molineux is rocking!
What a moment! Bueno showing real composure there, found the space brilliantly. What a turnaround this is! Absolutely incredible strike from Bueno. A moment of sheer brilliance to level the scores just before the break.
Well, that was a cagey first half, Mike. Wolves looking a bit lost in possession, trying to break down that Sunderland shape.
Indeed, John. You can see the Sunderland wingers dropping deep, almost forming a back five when they defend. It's stifling Wolves' usual wide threats. Well, that's a surprise at the end of the half. A moment of madness from Xhaka.
A yellow card! Right in front of the Wolves fans! Unbelievable! Still a bit of a stalemate here, isn't it? Sunderland just holding that lead, looking comfortable.
They've certainly frustrated Wolves, John. Their midfield shape is really compact, denying space between the lines.
Very little happening out there, is there, Mike? Feel like we've just been watching shapes move for 10 minutes.
Sunderland are really disciplined in that low block, John. Wolves are struggling to find any penetration between those midfield and defensive lines.
Not a lot to shout about in this first half, is there, Mike? Just trying to find our rhythm.
It's been a tactical battle. Sunderland are happy to sit deep and frustrate Wolves, who haven't quite found the key to unlock them.
Well, that was a half of two halves, wasn't it, Mike? Sunderland holding firm.
Indeed, John, Wolves are probing, but Sunderland's defensive shape is proving very difficult to penetrate so far.
Just ticking by here, aren't we? A bit cagey from Wolves, trying to unlock Sunderland's shape.
They're looking to exploit the flanks, John. Sunderland's midfield holding a tight, compact unit, though.
Not much spark from Wolves there. Are they struggling to unlock Sunderland's shape?
They're They're pushing high, but Sunderland are compact, making those wide channels difficult to exploit effectively.
A promising Wolves break, Main driving forward, but that final pass to Mosquera, wayward. Reinaldo steps in, clearing the immediate danger. Wolves are struggling to break down this Sunderland defense, aren't they? So rigid.
They've certainly found their shape, keeping the midfield compact, forcing Wolves wide. Sunderland's shape looks very compact, forcing Wolves wide. They're happy to let them have the ball in those areas.
Just need a bit of ingenuity, don't they? Someone to unlock that stubborn defense. We'll see if they can find a way in the second half. Not a lot happening out there, is there? Just feel like we're waiting for something to ignite this one.
It's definitely a game of fine margins. Sunderland are disciplined, so any attacking foray needs real precision from Wolves.
Just the one goal in it, Mike. Wolves can't quite find that final ball.
Indeed, John. You see how Sunderland are shifting as a unit, denying space centrally. It forces Wolves wide.
And that's the whistle! Halftime here at Molineux. What a battle!
A very tactical first half. Wolves have huffed and puffed, but Sunderland's shape has been superb.
Bit of a stalemate here, Mike. Wolves just can't seem to break through that Sunderland defense.
They're struggling to find space between the lines. Sunderland's midfield is sitting so deep, denying them those pockets. A frustrating end to the half for Wolves, that delivery just a fraction too heavy. Sunderland's defense held firm.
So close! Main with the vision, but Arrokader just shy. They needed that! Not much to report from the pitch, is there? Sunderland looking comfortable holding that lead.
They've been very disciplined, John, packing the midfield and forcing Wolves wide. They'll be happy with this at the break.
Still 1-0 to Sunderland, Mike. Not exactly a thriller, is it?
They've settled into a disciplined shape, John. Wolves are probing but finding those little pockets of space hard to come by. The pressing from Wolves has been a touch frantic, leaving spaces in behind for the Sunderland wingers to exploit.
They need to tidy up that midfield shape, Mike, before Dan Neil pinches another one. Just needs a bit more composure. A quiet start to this second half. You can feel the tension.
Indeed, John. Labrise will be analyzing the midfield battle, looking for a spark. Sunderland are happy to sit deep, inviting Wolves forward and looking for that quick counter. Wolves are struggling to break down that compact shape.
It's a tight game, Mike. Wolves need to find another gear, maybe a bit more invention from Troer down the right. And now, Brobby has gone down. But wait a minute. The replays suggest he may have had a little help himself, holding on there.
Sunderland showing real intent again. Wolves struggling to clear their lines effectively. That block was crucial.
Brilliant defending there. But the pressure's relentless from Sunderland. Another corner. Not much to shout about here, is there, Mike? Just a bit of head tennis.
Wolves are probing, but Sunderland are well-drilled defensively. They're compacting the midfield, forcing play wide.
Another corner from Xhaka, finding Mukiele unmarked at the back, but his header back into the danger zone finds no willing Sunderland runner to finish the job.
Interesting how Wolves are maintaining that high defensive line even when under pressure. They're daring Sunderland to break through.
A bit too daring for my liking, Mike. Give me a bit of action.
They're just shifting it across the back, Wolves. Trying to draw Sunderland out, perhaps? That was a reflex save of the highest order. Sunderland were so close to doubling their lead there.
Just a bit of patient probing then, Mike, hoping for a loose ball to spark something. Astonishing stop! He's kept Wolves right in this game with that massive save! A lot of sideways here, Mike. Almost passing it around for the sake of it.
They're certainly probing, John, trying to stretch Sunderland's compact shape. Look at Neves drifting wide. A tactical switch from Wolves, bringing on Mandava. They clearly want to shore up that left flank. A tactical switch from Wolves then, looking for a different spark. Isidore's pace could be key. A crucial substitution from Gary O'Neill. Diarra was struggling to contain Sunderland's midfield. Siddiqui offers a different kind of energy.
Just ticking over, aren't they? Sunderland happy to sit in. A crucial change right before the whistle. They need to stop this Sunderland momentum. Not much to report here, Mike. Sunderland holding firm. Wolves need a spark. Fresh legs for Wolves. Can Isidore turn this game around? We need a goal. Sunderland are just holding firm, aren't they? Wolves can't seem to unlock them defensively. He's bringing on fresh legs. Can Siddiqui make an instant impact for Wolves? Sunderland are on top right now! Oh, so close from Huang! Wolves are right back at them!
They've certainly narrowed the space between their lines. Wolves need a spark in that final third. They're looking to exploit the flanks, John. Their fullbacks are pushing high when they win it back. You see how Wolves are dropping their wingers deeper to try and draw out Sunderland's fullbacks. It's a subtle shift. They're compact, John. Hood's midfield is a wall, forcing Wolves wide. It's a battle of patience. They're really trying to overload that left flank, Wolves, but Sunderland's shape defensively is just so compact. A promising move, but the finish lacked the required precision. They need to find that killer instinct before the break.
Still nothing much happening here, is it? Feels like a bit of a stalemate. They need more than subtle, Mike. Just looking for a spark before the break, aren't they? Come on, Wolves! Just need a spark, don't they, Mike? A moment of magic or a defensive lapse. Come on, Wolves! Just a sniff of possession for Wolves, Mike. But it's all very controlled, isn't it?
They're probing, John. Sunderland's midfield is compact, forcing Wolves wide. We'll see if a breakthrough emerges before the whistle.
Not exactly a second-half thriller brewing, is it? Can we expect any changes from either manager at the break? Wolves are looking a bit disjointed out there, aren't they? Need a spark to ignite this midfield. Diarra, what a shift! Wins that throw-in for Sunderland.
A substitution for Wolves, Bueno on for Gomes. They're clearly seeking a change in momentum before the second half. They're trying to stretch Sunderland's midfield shape, John, but the visitors are holding firm in those central areas. Sunderland look comfortable sitting deep, absorbing pressure. Wolves need to find a way to unlock them, perhaps a change in wide areas.
So close for Wolves! A real chance just gone begging!
They are struggling to find that attacking rhythm, John. Sunderland's shape is compact, making those central channels very congested. A smart bit of work there, putting Mukiele in a dangerous position. Sunderland holding their shape well, frustrating Wolves' build-up through the middle. They're compact.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. They need something, anything, to spark this game alive.
A lack of cutting edge there. They needed a runner in the box.
Bit of a chess match out there, Mike. Needs a spark to ignite this one before the break.
That's a booking for Sirkin. A little late. Maybe a touch reckless there from the young defender.
He's absolutely fuming, Mike! The referee's made his point clear. This is getting heated! And the referee has had enough there. Dennis Sirkin into the book for that challenge. A clear signal from the official that this game is getting away from them. This is a bit of a lull, isn't it? Almost time for a breather.
Indeed, John. Wolves seem to be probing for space out wide, but Sunderland's midfield compacts nicely, denying them clear avenues forward. You see how Trower's dropping deeper. He's almost playing as an extra midfielder when Sunderland have it.
Yeah, and it's leaving them a bit isolated up top, isn't it? Needs a spark before the break. Oh, what a chance missed! Isidore, you have to do better there!
A promising forward pass, but the first touch let him down. They needed that to be clinical.
Oh, what a waste! Sunderland had the opening!
That was a real opportunity to double their lead, a moment of indecision.
And the keeper, what a save! He kept Wolves alive! Wolves are just struggling to find that final ball, aren't they? Very little happening at the moment.
They're trying to overload the flanks, John, but Sunderland's midfield is doing a solid job of cutting off those passing lanes.
This is a bit of a cagey affair, isn't it? Not much zip from either side as we head for the break.
Sunderland are certainly happy to sit deep, inviting pressure. Their midfield shape is really compact, making it tough for Wolves to penetrate.
That's the whistle. A bit of a stalemate developing there, wouldn't you say, Mike?
Well, John, Sunderland are holding that compact shape well. Wolves are finding it tough to penetrate, relying on those individual bursts.
Well, not much to report here, is there, Mike? Sunderland looking comfortable.
They've managed the tempo well, John, holding their shape, making it difficult for Wolves to find any clear attacking spaces. It's been a fascinating tactical battle, John. Sunderland's discipline in midfield is stifling Wolves' creativity.
Absolutely, Mike. Just 4 minutes plus stoppage. Can Wolves unlock this defense? The tension is immense! Not a lot of clear chances, is it? Wolves look a bit disjointed.
They're struggling to break down Sunderland's shape. The midfield battle's key, but both sides are keeping it tight. Sunderland are really frustrating Wolves, squeezing the midfield and denying them space to build. They're compact, you see.
Oh, so close for Sunderland! A real sniff of a chance! Just wish we'd see a bit more ambition from Wolves, Mike! Needs a spark, a moment of magic to unlock this defense.
They worked that opening well, but Diarra couldn't keep that effort down. A promising move, ultimately wasted.
Just ticking away, isn't it? Wolves really trying to force something down that left flank, but just can't break the lines.
They're looking for that Adama Traore run, but Sunderland's shape is so compact. Every pass is contested before it's even made.
A bit of a stalemate here, isn't it, Mike? Wolves looking for a spark?
They're trying to build through the middle, John, but Sunderland's midfield shape is compact, cutting off the passing lanes effectively.
Just feels a bit like Wolves are probing, but Sunderland are holding firm, Mike. Not much happening at either end. Three minutes added. The Black Cats clinging on.
They're very compact, John. Sunderland's midfield is a tight unit, making it difficult for Wolves to find those pockets of space in behind. A crucial period now. Wolves will throw everything at them before the break. You see the way Wolves are keeping that left flank a bit overloaded, hoping for a quick switch to Neto? It's not quite clicking today.
Just need them to find that final ball, Mike. Sunderland are defending stoutly, but a moment of magic could unlock it. A yellow for Rolfs. He's unhappy with that decision.
Dissent, no doubt. The referee's making his presence felt before the break. A real scare for Sunderland there. Wolves found some space, but that deflection was fortunate for the visitors. They'll need to tighten up. A tactical switch from Sunderland, bringing on fresh legs. Edozie will look to add some pace out wide.
So unlucky for Sarabia, inches away from an equalizer. What a hit!
Sunderland are holding their shape incredibly well, stifling any Wolves' progress. They're compact, disciplined.
A change at the break, then. Sunderland will be happy with that lead. Wolves need to regroup.
They've been patient, Wolves, but a little too predictable in the final third. Sunderland's midfield has been disciplined.
Just need something to spark, don't they? Hwang's looking lively, but he needs support.
The midfield battle is fascinating, isn't it? Wolves pressing high, but Sunderland are finding those pockets.
Phew! What a scramble at the end there! Wolves snatch a point! We need more tempo, Mike. This midfield battle is getting a bit too cagey. Come on, Wolves! Liven it up! Yeah, feels like a real chess match out there. Just need a spark to ignite it, eh?